against the pin. Raiders are clawing their way back in this game.
Just snipes one.
It's moving! It is over! Save! Oh my God!
Did you see that? Great diving play.
He's hit a touchdown! Hastings Raiders win the ball game!
We're here at Hastings Civic Arena for Hastings Raiders boys hockey and Owatonna in a non-conference battle, the penultimate game of the regular season for the Raiders here this evening, trying to get back in the win column after a couple of tough losses. I'm Trey Lauer, he's Derek Simon, and we are gearing up for action in what should be a really entertaining hockey game this evening.
Raiders also have adjusted their lineup a little with, like you had mentioned earlier, Finn Zaruba coming back. But they moved Will Savage up to that first line, so the two of them with John Harris, we'll see if that can add some offense to the team.
Yeah, we'll get the starters here in a moment. We're going to step aside on radio. We will be right back there in a little bit. And there on TV, we'll go through the lineup here a little bit and let you know who that's going to be. It will be in net for Owatonna tonight. Their goaltender number one, Garrett Stelter, 9-9-1 on the year with an .874 save percentage and a goals against average of 3.44. Owatonna's been giving up a ton of goals lately. They have dropped, or at least not won, their last three. A tie with Albert Lee, and then losses to Northfield and a inexplicable 5-goal loss to Hopkins coming into this one prior to tonight. That's a team that Hastings beat.
Yeah, Hopkins was not the most talented team the Raiders have faced this year. They played hard, but I'm a little surprised by that score.
And then the Raiders obviously coming off of a 4-1 loss to Matamidi. And that is a game where the Raiders had a ton of penalties. There were 29 official penalties listed. We think there might have been more than that, but 29 is the official stat. It'll be Charlie Stoffel in net tonight for the Raiders. He's gotten his save percentage above 9 now. He's at .901 on the year. Carter Hansen, Jonas Schauer, and Braden Kraut together as a line for the first time. With Finn Zaruba now eligible to play, he's going to be on that top line with Will Savage centering and John Harris. So that's going to be a really interesting switch-up of the line changes here for the Raiders.
Yeah, we'll see how that works for the Raiders. Savage moves up and Cavness moves down, more of that defensive center position.
Now got the national anthem, so we'll be back in a moment. Back here at the McGree Rink at Hastings Civic Arena, ready to go for some hockey here this evening. So again, your starting lineup for the Raiders: Schauer on the left, Hansen centering, Kraut on the right, with Charlie Stoffel in net. And I did not catch the defensive pairing. Did you see who that was? Well, guess we'll figure that out in a moment.
Figure it out. Sorry about that.
That's all right. There's the goaltender matchup. We talked about it. Stoffel comes in 5-10-1 on the year, but that save percentage, he's had some really big moments this year. 50-plus saves in a loss to St. Louis Park, made 40-plus saves last week against St. Thomas Academy in what might have been the best game the Raiders have played all year. It was a 4-1 loss, but it was not that big of a difference between those two teams in that game.
That was one of the funnest hockey games I've seen in a few years here. They played really tough against St. Thomas. And as you say, Staffel's been amazing. He had, I think, 52 saves the other night against Matamidi as well.
Yeah, Matamidi put up a lot of shots on goal, and that one, of course, was a game we talked about where I think there was more penalty minutes than 5-on-5 time in that one. So that's something the Raiders are certainly going to have to avoid tonight. If the JV game's any indication, no, we're going to get the same kind of game.
I think we might get the same kind of game, yes.
JV winning 3-2. Matt Klein, the head coach of the Raiders, assisted by Ryan Stoffel, Adam Welch, and Josh Colvin. And it will be the defensemen Niederkorn and Sherry on the ice for the Raiders, along with that second line of Schauer, Hansen, and Kraut. We are just about set to go here at Hastings Civic Arena, and we are now officially underway. And right away, puck is out in the neutral zone, and the Raiders have it with Matt Sherry. He'll dump it back into the near corner, and Niederkorn trying to push it back up, but here comes Owatonna's leading scorer, Andrew Mitchell, who right away puts a shot on net, and Charlie Stoffel makes it. Mitchell comes in with 36 points on the year, 20 goals to lead the way for Owatonna this season.
Nice job there by Charlie getting out on his spot, corner of his crease there, makes a nice save, start the game off. Seen one shot, made a save.
So Mitchell and Savage to take the faceoff. Good for Savage to get some time on that top line tonight for the Raiders as Mitchell has it around behind the Raider net. And now John Harris will whack at it. The Huskies have it in front. Centering pass shot a couple of times, and Stoffel has to get on his belly to make a couple of saves, but the Huskies pushing early here.
A couple shots there. Really had to get that leg out there. See the replay here. Shot coming from the front there, and then from the side.
Faceoff goes behind the Raider net for Brody Carlson. Carlson will flip it up past John Harris, and it will be iced into the far corner in the Owatonna defensive zone. And so we will have yet another faceoff as we're kind of off to a slow crawl here in this one early.
It's 42 seconds in. Owatonna 3 shots already, though. Raiders still trying to get out of their own end.
Only one day of practice since that Matamidi game. I imagine it was a very, very fun practice yesterday. As Savage gets it off the face-off for the Raiders. He'll cross the blue line with it to Finn Zaruba, who gets his first action as a Raider this year. Takes a shot and fires it wide of the net. Now the Huskies go to work. It's Carlson who'll dump it back in, and the Huskies will retreat into their defensive zone now to the near side with it. Crosses the red. Crosses the blue. It's fired around behind the Raider net over to Owatonna's number 21, who is Zachary Klecker, another one of their leading scorers. To the right of the Raider net, circling the wagons with it is Roush. Roush will go down for the Huskies. It's floated off the wall, and now John Harris trying to push it up for Zaruba, but he can't get to the puck in enough time, and now the Huskies will send it back to their end with Blake Davison. Davison then dumps it back in. Jackson Doman will get there first for the Raiders. He's got it behind the net and almost taken away by Owatonna. Now Luke Wallstrom trying to get it out of the Raiders zone. He will along the far wall for Harris. He'll dump it in for Cavness. They have familiarity with each other from playing most of the year. Cavness did miss about 4 games though. Here's Doman. He takes a shot. That's off the pad of Stelter into the corner. Huskies try to clear it out, and they will, but Jack Woodwick will get there first for the Raiders. Now Woodwick to Cavness along the far wall, middle of the center ice now to Wallstrom. That's floated high up into the air, back into the zone. Now Wallstrom has it back from the circle and has it taken away for a moment, and now Radel tries to flip it up for Owatonna. Puck is off the wall on the near side, far side rather. Now off the glass, Owatonna will clear, and the race is on. That should be an icing, and Matt Sherry was able to get down there, but icing is the call.
Raiders got a little bit of pressure. They got 1 shot on net, a couple wide. They'll have a face-off now in the offensive zone on the right-hand side. It looks like the top line's out there again.
Yeah, Zaruba, Savage, Harris, Niederkorn and Sherry. So Savage will take the face-off for the Raiders to the left of the netminder, Stelter. Huskies come out of there with it, and they've got it at center ice. It's Jackson Kath, and Kath dumps it in around behind the Raider net. Now to the right of Stoffel. I don't know if they'll count that as a shot on goal or not, but it rolled in on Stoffel, and he sent the rebound back out. Now John Harris enters his own with Zaruba. Harris will take a shot off of Stilter. Rebound high off the post for John Harris off the crossbar. And now here go the Huskies back to work with Mitchell. Mitchell has it taken away for a moment by Sherry. Entering the zone are the Huskies, and Mitchell has it just go off of his stick. Now Zaruba along the wall near side, up the ice for Harris. Here go the Raiders again. Harris carries it in, looking for his 24th goal of the season is John Harris. Puck goes into the corner on the near side. Zaruba is there for Hastings. Down goes a Husky in the zone. Zaruba's got it back from the elbow. Centering pass for Carlson. It's off of Stelter. And now back to Blake Weber, who will ring it all the way around. Back to Carlson, who's got it along the half wall. Dump back in behind for Harris. Harris playing point guard, trying to set somebody up on a pass. He's got it to Carlson at the right circle. Carlson sends it just wide of the net. Now back to Harris here on the near side. Harris to Carlson, back to Zaruba. Zaruba will rotate it all the way around now to Weber, and Weber to Hansen, who takes a spill. And it will go behind the Owatonna net. Now the Huskies are in control. Cross under 13 minutes to go here in the first period of action. Icing the call as Owatonna sends it all the way down.
The Raiders now up to 3 shots with Owatonna. Here's a replay here. Zaruba over to Harris. New line mates there. Harris gets a shot, rebound off the crossbar.
Yeah, he's had a couple of good looks so far, but that one just off the crossbar. He's going to want that one back for sure. That would have made that obviously a 1-0 game. Taking the face-off for Owatonna was their number 21, Zachary Klecker, along with Carter Hansen for Hastings, and they wave it off. Now they'll have Braden Kraut take the face-off against Klecker, and the Raiders will win it. Broken stick, Weber has it for Hansen off the face mask of Stelter. Hansen gets to it again in the near corner, looking to set up another Raider, but Hansen's got it right back. He will push it back to Carlson. And now Kraut will have it in the slot. Kraut dances back out to the elbow, fires it just wide of the net into the near corner. 12.5 to go, opening period, no score here. Jonas Schauer, I think he was offsides as he was in the neutral zone and then entered and came back over into the neutral zone. So that'll be an offsides, and we'll do it again.
Jonas got a little wrapped up with one of the Owatonna players there, and I think he got him with the stick, but no call.
So Brody Geib will take the face-off for the Raiders. They'll win it. Jackson Doman just dumps it into the Owatonna zone. Now a fight for the puck as it goes high over the glass and into the penalty box and out of play. With 12-12 to go, and all of a sudden, Derek, the Raiders have the advantage in shots on goal at 4-3. So that quick start for Owatonna, and the Raiders have kind of shut the door.
Yeah, 4 in a row now for the Raiders. I should also mention we have Rylan Kraut back in the lineup tonight, too. He was ill on Tuesday, so nice to see him back up there.
Jack Woodwick has it at the blue line off the face-off for the Raiders. Doman tape to Woodwick. And the Raiders try to carry it into the zone with Wallstrom. Puck is loose along the half wall and now pushed up by the Huskies. They'll carry it into the zone. They've got it there with a 2-on-2 and a glove save made by Charlie Stoffel to stop play with 11:48 to go.
See a replay here again. Stoffel out on top of his crease, makes a sliding save across.
Geib will take the face-off against Mitchell in the circle to the right of Stoffel in the Raider defensive zone. Now they'll kick Mitchell out and put Caleb Ringhofer in. And the Raiders have it back off the face-off now. Rylan Kraut crosses the red and pushes it up for Geib. Geib gets it just off of his stick a bit too much. Now here comes Kath for Owatonna. He'll enter it in. Stoffel gets to it and then covers it up again to stop play with 11:28 to go. Raider basketball teams swept North St. Paul last night. Girls won 80-41. Boys won 70-68 in a fun one. last night. The boys have a big one on Saturday against Park at 1 o'clock. As the Raiders have the puck off the faceoff, here's John Harris. Gets it into the zone, looking for Finn Zaruba. Zaruba loses his stick, and now Mitchell gets it into the Raider zone for Owatonna. Mitchell at the point, passing it back to Zachary Knott on the near side. Knott, who leads the team in assists. A shot for Owatonna. Save. Stoffel didn't know where it was. Puck is loose. It squirts back out. And now Owatonna just fires it wide of the net. A huge chance for the Huskies and a big crisis averted for the Raiders.
3 shots there for Owatonna, and Stoffel is equal to the task.
Huskies get it back in. Now the Raiders get to it along the wall on the near side with Niederkorn. Niederkorn gets it into Shower. Shower centering pass for Harris. It's off the skate of a Husky, and combining stick and skate sounds like state, and that's not a hockey term unless you play for a team with state in their name. Shower has it behind the net for the Raiders. At the circle, back to the near point now to Weber. Weber will float it all the way back around behind, and a Husky will get there first. Carter Hansen tries to take it away. Has it along the wall are the Huskies. Now Kraut's got it back as we cross to the 10-minute mark here in the first period. The Raiders and the Huskies scoreless. Weber retreats to neutral ice with it, but a pass is taken away by Owatonna's number 16, Grady Roush, and then the Huskies will get it right back. Kraut along the wall trying to speed it into the zone. He does get it in, but it's off of his skate and goes behind the net. Now Kraut circles the wagons with it at the point. Kraut now moves into the slot, takes a shot, and fires it just a bit high. Puck will roll all the way down. Jack Woodwick will get there in the Raider zone off the stick of Carlson, who will dump it back in. And Owatonna will get to it first behind their net with Zach Knott. Puck off the wall, kept in by Woodwick off of Stelter into the near corner. That's where it's brought up by Rylan Kraut. Kraut has it. He circles all the way back around to the far point to Woodwick. Now point to point here is Doman. Doman just off the mark, but it's Cavness who gets to it for the Raiders. And the puck is loose. Now the Huskies have it back with Wyatt Macy. Macy enters the zone with it for Owatonna, and a good job by Brody Guy to get there and get to the puck and take it away. Now Rylan Kraut enters the zone 1-on-3, and he's not going to win that battle as it's taken away. Now the Huskies have it back. They get it ripped away by Guy. Guy pushes it back to Woodwick, who retreats slightly off the wall for Rylan Kraut. Kraut floats it up. Now to the blue line. The Huskies have it back as they cross the red, and entering the zone is Ringhofer. Ringhofer will fire it in as we get to the halfway point of the first period, and no score. John Harris in the far corner in the zone. Floats it up. He's got it up the ice now for Cavness, who tries to change direction, loses control, and a big collision down here as Zaruba goes flying into the net. A pair of 26s, Zaruba and Davison, go crashing into the net. The net comes off its moorings, and thankfully all 3 players involved are okay. Looked like it was just a pass that didn't ever really made it there, and setting up Zaruba, and Zaruba lost his balance, or Davison lost his balance and took the other one with him.
Yeah, just both guys lost their balance. No penalties here. We'll stay 5-on-5.
Mitchell and Savage will take the face-off at the dot. And the face-off will go all the way down into the Raider zone, into the near corner. That's where Finn Zaruba will get to it behind his net. Boy, he's got some speed. Zaruba brings it up the ice for Harris. Harris enters the zone. Harris goes down. No penalty coming as Owatonna has the puck. Huskies have it now with Mitchell. Mitchell loses it for a moment. Now John Harris is in possession for the Raiders as he gets it just past the stick of Zaruba into the near corner. And that's where the Huskies have it right back for Niederkorn for Hastings. But he can't control it. And Carlson's got it back now. Puts it up the ice for Harris. Back to the blue line, and now Owatonna's number 26, Blake Davison, tries to dump it in front of the Raider bench. Raiders had it for a moment. Try to dump it in, but Knott gets there first for the Huskies. And now the Raiders get back to it with Carter Hansen just in front of Stoffel. He'll go behind the cage, and now he'll circle all the way around. Carlson off the wall for Kraut. And it's going to be fired up for Shower, who gets there in between a couple of Huskies, then gets it taken away. He'll go into the corner now. Floated off the wall, back to Carlson, just past his stick, and now retreating with it is Kraut. Kraut, tape to Weber. Weber fought for a little bit in neutral ice, and kind of now these two teams have kind of gone into the defensive shell a little bit and negating some shot opportunities. As Owatonna has it with Zachary Rosner. Rosner tries to get it into the Raider zone, but Jonas Shower takes it away, and now Shower crosses the red, crosses the blue, forehand, backhand, fires just a bit wide of Stelter as we cross under 6.5 to go here in the period. No score between Raiders and Huskies. Two teams with nearly identical statistics coming into this one tonight. A little bit of a streaky Owatonna team as well. They lost 6 in a row at one point, lost 3 in a row coming in. Kraut looking centering pass for Cavness, but not there. Now Kraut's got it at the circle. Ryland Kraut takes the shot, and it's deflected back to Woodwick. Woodwick will fire it all the way around for Aiden Cavness. Cavness in the corner, still fighting for it. He's got it back to Ryland Kraut in that far corner. Now to near corner, it's Gibe to the point to Doman. Point to Woodwick. Woodwick will fire when it's deflected, but he gets it right back. Now Woodwick back to Cavness. Cavness for Gibe. Centering pass floated up in the air just behind Ryland Kraut. And now the Huskies have it right back. They'll get it all the way down the ice. Down go a couple of players, and Jackson Doman gets to it behind the Raider net. Can't clear it out, and the Huskies dump it right back in. Woodwick gets to it in his corner now on the near side. Here's Woodwick off the wall and all the way down for an icing. So yeah, Derek, they've kind of gone into the shell a little bit. We're kind of stuck on 8-6, the shots on goal right now.
That's what I was just going to say too, Trey, is that we've had several minutes here without a shot on goal, and just back and forth between the blue lines, a lot of it. Raiders do look a little better here. I think they're trying to kind of gauge Owatonna here and see what they can come up with the top line back out.
Savage had the face-off, but it went into the corner on the near side. Hard to really judge who won that one, but Zaruba pushes it up for John Harris. It gets off the wall past his stick, rolls down to the right of Stelter, and Harris will get to it in the corner. Or rather, Savage will get to it in the corner. Savage looking for Harris in front, but unable to complete the pass. Now Harris circles the wagons, has it back to Sherry, moves in to Savage. Savage fires it off of Stelter. Zaruba toe drag in front, can't get the shot to go. And the Raiders have it back in neutral ice. They try to dump it back in, but nowhere to go with it. And now Owatonna will try to get it into the Raider zone, and I believe they are offsides.
This first line's starting to get it going here a little bit more, I think. Had a couple good chances in front of the net, but Owatonna was in front of most of those shots. Shots now 8-8 in the game.
Yeah, this is going about as we expected. I expected this to be kind of an even game. Again, Owatonna has given up some goals, and we know that if Hastings scores 4 goals or more, they're typically going to win. They've done that every time they've done it this season except for one. Harris has it in the corner, back out to Sherry. Sherry back to Niederkorn at the point, floated up, taken away by a Husky, and then taken right back by Harris. Sending past Savage off of Stelter. Oh, perfect look, but Harris and Savage were not able to complete it for the goal. Now it's to Zaruba all the way around the boards to the wall on the far side. And Harris keeps it in, and it is in for John Harris. It caroms in. It might have caromed in off of Savage. We'll see if they give Savage or Harris the goal, but it is 1-0 Hastings. This goal is brought to you by Drew Bauer of Minnesota Realty Company. It's going to be Harris getting the goal, Savage the assist, and the Raiders lead at 1-0.
First line again down there doing some dirty work in front of the net here. Nice drag by Harris, and then it hit one of the players out front. Did you say Harris gets credit for the goal, so it may have been off of Husky.
Was it off of Husky or was it off of Savage? It was either off of Savage or Zachary Knott for Owatonna, but either way, it's 1-0 Raiders. They nearly make it 2-0 as Ryland Kraut, or Braden Kraut rather, had one right in front of the net. They could give it to Harris. And Lucas Niederkorn's going to get one of the assists, and Will Savage the other. Huskies have it into the zone for Shower now, and we've got whistles.
And and the Huskies were offside.
Huskies offside, so we'll have a face-off coming with 3:37 to go in the first period. Hastings leading Owatonna here 1-0. John Harris, his 24th goal of the season, his 41st point. Remember, he's now well over the 100-point mark for his career. Last time we teamed up, he reached that mark against Simling. Schauer dumps it in for the Raiders off the faceoff. Owatonna's number 25, Hunter Spurgeon, had it for a moment and then lost it. Carried back in by Braden Kraut. Kraut lost it again and picked back up the ice now by Kath for Owatonna. Kath has it back. Kath off the wall into the near corner in the Raider zone. Back to the point, floated off the wall behind for Kath. And Owatonna's got it back. Now it goes off the official into the corner. Hansen fires it behind the Raider net. That's where Brody Carlson gets to it for Hastings. They'll float it up, looking for Jonas Schauer. He might have been offside, so he lets it slide. And Owatonna gives it right back. Braden Kraut had it at the circle for a moment and then lost it. And now Owatonna, who has a great contingent of fans who made the hour drive up here tonight in attendance, watching on as the Huskies try to dump it back in, but Brody Guy will get to it at the red line. Now Guy fires it into the glove of Stelter. It's really not a bad drive between these two communities, and both fan bases really turning up nice tonight.
Yeah, it's a full house tonight. Nice to see. Lots of Husky fans in attendance, and
a lot of Raider fans as well, of course.
Yep.
Face-off is going to be won by the Raiders. Woodwick had it at the half wall, floats it off the glass, around behind for Cavness. Cavness now to the near point for Doman. Doman dumps it back into the corner once again. A couple of players from both teams get tied up there. Owatonna tries to clear it out, and it will roll all the way back into the Raider defensive zone. That's where Woodwick will set up. He'll nearly turn it over, but it's taken right back by the Raiders' Jackson Doman. Doman brings it up the ice, trying to push it up for Cavness. Big hit by Jackson Doman at center ice, and then a shot fired just high of the bar by Owatonna. Geib has it in the corner. Raiders can't clear it out. They'll take another shot. That goes over the goal, and they have it behind the Raider net now. Aiden Cavness fights for it there. Puck is loose in the Raider zone, and behind their net, that's where Cavness gets to it for Hastings. They'll fire this one just off the glove of Geib, and Owatonna gets it back in neutral ice. It's their number 16, Grady Roush. Roush carries it into the zone for Klecker. Klecker centering pass, shot, and a goal. Zachary Rosner scores for Owatonna, and this game's tied at 1 with 1:19 to go in the first period.
Owatonna have been building here the last minute or two, getting a lot of momentum. Raiders blocked 2 or 3 shots prior to this one, but they left a man open at the top of the circles, and he's able to bury it.
So that evens things up here as Rosner will get the goal, and that will be his 6th of the year for Owatonna, and that will make it a 1-1 game with just under a minute and a half to go here in the first period. And then immediately given right back to the Huskies, it's Mitchell. Chance in front for Mitchell, just goes behind the net. Now Mitchell circles the wagons again, and the Raiders will clear it out. It's Zaruba. Zaruba pushes it up. He tries to get it through a couple of players. He can't. So we cross under 1 minute to go here in the first period. Now Owatonna's got it right back. They'll cross the blue line, and they were a little bit too antsy. They're offsides, and that will stop things.
Raiders turned it over, and Owatonna had a heck of a chance. It went back and forth across the ice, and here's a...
That's the goal, but they had the open net that they had and able to bury it behind Charlie Stoffel to tie it at 1. Raiders nearly give it back with 47 seconds left. Now Zaruba dumps it in looking for John Harris. It'll roll all the way around into the corner. Puck is loose there. Fought for along the wall for Savage. Savage fights for it against the half wall. And now Harris gets to it behind the Owatonna net, trying to find a pass. He goes down hard into the boards. He's back up and going. Now Zaruba to Niederkorn at the near point. Wrapped all the way around the boards end to end now. Savage has it along the wall for Harris. Harris at the elbow. He gets taken down hard. That's going to be a penalty coming up here as Stoffel heads to the bench. And if you're Hastings, hold on to the puck and let this carry over to the second period. Just start it off, but we're going to have about 4 seconds of power play time, so essentially a full power play to start the second period for the Raiders, as our first one of the night goes to their leading scorer, Mitchell. He's going to go to the box for the infraction on John Harris.
Got John up from behind, up high over in the offensive zone. And John did pop up right away, but
Raider power play fell off a bit after the last couple of games, but Owatonna's penalty kill is only 73%. So there's an opportunity for the Raiders to get that power play back up after an 0 for 7 night against Matamidi on Tuesday night. But it's going to carry over to the second period. Carlson takes a shot right at the horn, but it doesn't reach Stelter, and that's how the first period's going to end. In even a game like we expected here, 1-1 after 1 between Owatonna and Hastings. For those on radio, we'll be right back. And for those on TV, we're going to keep it right here and take a look at the goal replays here in this first period of action. This is the goal from John Harris, and it was kind of a rope-a-dope, just caromed in off of somebody else, and that made it 1-0.
yeah, Harris made that nice move. Here's the Owatonna goal. Got inside of Zaruba there and was able to shoot it in.
So that's how things stand right now. It's Hastings 1, Owatonna 1 after 1 here at Hastings Civic Arena. We'll see you in a bit.
Whoa.
Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, my friend Jay and I are looking for our dream home, something big. Right now I feel like I'm living on top of him.
Great, let's talk mortgages.
Wait, your bank is looking...
Cozy? Yeah, we like personal interactions. But as you can see, our vault still has plenty of space for our customers' dreams.
Wow.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Hi, this is Lucas Foss from Hastings, and on behalf of all Metro East Conference schools, we would like to thank you for supporting us. Please remember to show respect and good sportsmanship at all times. We as athletes will always try our best, and you can expect the same from coaches and officials. Mistakes will be made by everyone involved, but please show support and respect through the contest, no matter the outcome, whether it be online or in the stands.
With over 300 passionate educators, our dedication to student success has never been stronger. These educators are more than teachers.
Let's paint the picture.
They are mentors who ignite curiosity and inspire a lifelong passion for learning. Our schools provide real-world experiences through cutting-edge programs in engineering and environmental science. At Hastings, we take pride in our blend of rigorous academics and enriching arts and athletic programs. These programs nourish our students' educational journey, enhancing their creativity and discipline and fostering skills that resonate throughout their academic and personal lives. This is Hastings Public Schools, where we care, we empower, and we achieve. Students are at the heart of all we do.
10 seconds and took a penalty themselves.
Yeah, we're back on TV as well as we gear up for the second period. And we're going to take a look at the conference standings here in the Metro East. St. Thomas Academy, for all intents and purposes, has it wrapped up. I think they still have to play Two Rivers if they haven't already. But 8-0 with a 20-4 record. They've kind of been in a little bit of a funk since they played us, so we broke them a little bit. 7-2-1, Two Rivers is at second. Hill Murray is third. But Hill Murray, they got Moorhead on Saturday in what's expected to be the game of the year in the regular season in high school hockey in Minnesota. Raiders, of course, right there, middle of the pack, dropping to fifth in the conference with the loss to Matamidi the other night. Owatonna, also middle of the pack in the Big Nine. Northfield, no surprise, kind of rules the roost there. Really, that top four, no surprise. Rochester, John Marshall, Century, Albert Lee, and Mankato West. Not really any surprises there. What is a pleasant surprise is look at Austin.
Yeah, I was
15-7-1.
Austin, yeah, but they're looks like they're seventh in the conference. Certainly not up top, but a lot better than they have been in recent years.
Yeah, that's kind of going to be interesting what happens with Rochester Century. Obviously, they went to state last year in Section 1AA, which was the Raiders' old section. Fitting, of course, we get moved out of the section, and then a Lakeville team doesn't go to state. But it's looking like a Lakeville team might go to state this year. So we'll see how all of that shakes out. But back to this game here. We were just chatting on the radio about some changes that you saw on the power play unit. And again, the Raiders will start on the power play here in the second period.
Yeah, well, there were some changes. Cavness was out there for that face-off, but now it looks like he'll be out again with Savage and Zaruba. And then while Johnny Harris will be playing on the defense to start out.
They're going to go 4 forwards and a defenseman. And Mitchell's going to go to the box again. Again, he went to the box for roughing on Harris, and so that is how we start the second period, as it happened with about 4 seconds to go in the first period. Now Brody Carlson off the wall for Zaruba, who carries it into the zone. Zaruba sending pass for Harris, and it's just off the stick of Stelter behind the net. Now Cavness has it for the Raiders. Cavness circles the wagons. It's taken away by Owatonna, and they will clear it all the way down. Carlson will get there. Actually, Stoffel gets to it first, and now Carlson's got it behind his net as we are about 40 seconds gone here in the period and about 45 seconds gone on the power play. Into the zone, Owatonna off the glass. Carlson will get back to it now. In the Raider zone to Savage off the wall. He'll lose it for a moment. He'll get it right back. And now back to Brody Carlson as they get it across the red line. Carlson floats it high into the corner. Huskies off the glass. Savage able to keep it in for a moment and then loses it. And we had almost a shorthanded 2-on-1 there for Owatonna. They get it behind the Raider net once again, and Aiden Cavness has it back with 40 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Harris. He'll cross the blue, but I think he's offsides.
Yeah, I think Zerba got caught up with another Husky player. They went in early, and the Raiders will have the face-off just outside the blue line. 37 seconds left in the power play.
Hansen will take the face-off at the dot against Owatonna's number 3, who is Isaac Mobley. And the Raiders get to it. Sherry's got it in his own end with 15:30 to go in the period. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Hansen carrying it into Kraut. Braden Kraut to the slot. Just overskates it. And it's going to be all the way back down. Raider power play. I don't know if they put a shot on goal on this power play yet.
I think we had the one with Harris down the center, but that is it.
Sherry with 6 seconds to go on the power play. Along the wall to Kraut, and we will be back to full-strength hockey in 1 second because the Raiders are offsides. But for all intents and purposes, this power play will come to a conclusion with 1 shot and no goal.
So the Raiders will have a third line out here now.
Niederkorn to Sherry off the faceoff. Sherry off the wall just past Carlson. It will go all the way down behind Stelter. Owatonna will get to it first. They will push it up along the wall. It's taken away for a moment by Niederkorn. Now Rylan Kraut gets there for a moment. And off the wall, the Huskies have it right back. They'll push it up the ice to Klecker. Klecker, centering pass, actually doesn't take the pass. And now it's behind the Raider net. Into the corner on the near side with it is Roush. Roush circling, centering pass, score. Grady Roush puts it in. Owatonna leads 2-1. And now we've got action after the whistle as well. But Owatonna, Grady Roush, who had the third most goals on the team coming in with 10, now gets his 11th on the year for Owatonna, and it's 2-1.
Nice play by Owatonna. It circled back behind the net here. And then the pass across from behind the net, he went straight out front from the corner. He just went straight to the net and put it past Stoffel.
So the Raiders down 2-1 right after the power play expires. Owatonna gets one with a full-strength goal, and the Raiders are offsides. So we'll do it all over again here with 14:24 to go, second period. And the Huskies now barking ahead 2-1. Face off, Raiders lost it, but they get to it off of a pass. It'll go behind their net. That's where Owatonna has it for a moment to Hunter Spurgeon. Spurgeon then floats it all the way up and down into the corner for Weber, and they're going to call icing. So we'll have a face-off down there again as well.
Weber's done a nice job since been called up from JV. Blake played probably the first half of the year or so with JV guys and got the promotion, and he's definitely fit in here for the varsity.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's been a lot of guys that have come in and contributed. I know Joey Leonard's played some varsity time this year. Obviously, Carter Strong, Brecken Fullerton, another. A lot of guys that have had some opportunities this year to play at the varsity level as Owatonna flips it high and out of play. Andrew McGraw's going to get a chance at some point tonight to play varsity.
We get Michael Kennedy's another
Michael
sophomore.
Kennedy, yep.
It's played as well.
Mitchell and Savage to take the face-off. One by the Raiders. Carlson from the point, and it just sails wide of the net. Zaruba and Savage were both in front. Now Harris looking off of Stelter to the right. Now back behind the Owatonna net. That's where Savage has it for a moment. End-to-end now off the wall, near side point with it is Weber, and it just gets off of his stick. The race is on. Weber will get to it first. He tries to clear it. He can't. Now Mitchell enters into the zone for Owatonna. Changes direction, spins it back out. It's taken away by the Raiders, and it one-hops off the stick of Zaruba. And Rosner, who's got one of the goals for Owatonna tonight, dumps it back to Seth Johnson, number 34. Johnson fires it into the netting, out of play. With 13:15 to go here in the second, Owatonna leading by a 2-1 score. We mentioned KDWA's next broadcast will be Saturday, right back here with the Hastings Raiders boys hockey team. Boys basketball tentatively the 18th, HCTV's next broadcast will be girls basketball rather against Tartan, permitting on whether or not boys hockey has a sectional that day. Raiders have it. They carried into the zone with Braden Kraut. Centering pass, loose in front, and it rolls back behind the net. Was trying to get it to Hansen. It might have hit a skate of a Husky on the way in. Now Owatonna sets up to the right of their net. Floats it off the glass just past the stick of Jonas Schauer. Jackson Doman gets to it now. Looking for Woodwick in the near side. Woodwick off the stanchion, and Hansen. Raiders can't clear it. Now Woodwick has it behind his net. Woodwick turns it back behind the Raider net. To Doman, to Kraut, trying to go tape to Schauer, but it ends up getting to Carter Hansen instead. Now Hansen to Schauer as they enter the zone. It's off the side of the net, and Owatonna tries to clear it. Centering pass, Kraut off the pad of Stelter, and Kraut's got it back. He circles at the point. Kraut fired in on Stelter. Might have been deflected off of a Husky player's stick on the way in. Big hit for Schauer into the boards. Hansen's got it around behind. Looking, centering pass in front, and they can't complete it. And Owatonna will clear it all the way down for an icing. A couple of really good looks there for the Raiders, but all for naught.
Definitely the best, I think, shift of the night for that second line as they were buzzing. Yeah. Raiders had Hansen behind the net, flipped it out front, and just a toe save there by the shot off of Shower Stick.
Stelter's been pretty good for Owatonna so far tonight in net for the Huskies. Raiders trying to get to it off the face-off. It squirts back to neutral ice, though. That's where Matt Sherry dumps it back in. Johnson gets to it for a moment. That's fired back into the Raider defensive zone. Now Sherry end-to-end to Niederkorn. Niederkorn floats it off the wall. It's taken away by Owatonna. They almost had a centering pass. They get it just to the left, or rather to the right, of the Raider net. Now it goes into the near corner. Puck is loose there. Cavness is tied up with Mobley behind the Hastings net. He gets it out, gets it to Geib, and now Geib to Wallstrom as they enter the zone. Geib behind the Raider net now to Cavness on the near side. Cavness sets up at the point for Carlson. It's fired just a bit wide. Now around behind the net for Cavness. Cavness for Carlson, fired just high of the bar. Raiders have it back one more time with Niederkorn. Now to the near point with it is Carlson. Carlson in on Stelter. That's just off target. Now Wallstrom looking for Cavness behind the net. This is floated off the wall and back just in front of the net, and the Huskies' Johnson will get to it. Now Johnson crosses the red, crosses the blue, enters the zone. Johnson moves in. Puck is loose in front. Dangerous situation there, but the Raiders get it out. Now Carlson dumps it back in. Johnson gets to it. Back into the Owatonna defensive zone. Taken away for a moment by the Raiders. Floated high off the wall. Owatonna carries it into the zone, but the Raiders get it back. The Huskies have it again. They take a shot, and it doesn't reach the net. It goes into the corner, actually. Now Carlson with 10:15 to go here in the second period, and Owatonna leading 2-1. Raiders get it in. It's Harris. Harris moves in and scores! Top shelf, John Harris. Have yourself a game. It's 2-2. And that goal brought to you by Drew Bauer, a Minnesota Realty company. And John Harris's second of the game is 25th of the year. And the Raiders lead it, or rather tie it, 2-2.
Great job getting it out there. Zaruba at the cross-ice pass. And Harris just sniped that one right over the goalie's shoulder. Just under the bar. 2-2 game. Raiders now 19-11 shots advantage.
Yeah, Raiders have really turned up the wick in terms of shots on goal. So as we get to the 7-minute mark here of this opening period, let's take one more look at the goal, and that's just athleticism from John Harris.
Johnny Harris, such a good player, such a good team leader for this whole organization, varsity, JV. He's involved with the JV guys as well. Just so much fun to watch, and I'm so happy for him.
Puck off the wall for the Raiders, who get the tie. Now trying to press for the lead, but Owatonna trying to clear it out. Now Savage gets it right back into Harris, who can go for the hat trick naturally here in this one. 9:45 to go, second period. Wouldn't be the first time, if Harris does it, that he's had a hat trick this year. But we'll stop ourselves before we get too ahead of ourselves here. Zaruba had it for a moment. Now Owatonna will retreat with it back to Knott. Knott, who leads the team in assists. As the Huskies carry it in, they fire a shot off the stick of Stoffel. The stop sign once again looms large with 9:15 to go. Puck goes around the corner and fired in. Stoffel will cover it up once again.
Good job there by the defenseman. I believe it was Weber, and it looked like Owatonna was going to have a break in there, and Weber was able to stop him. Another replay there of Harris just sniping it in the upper far corner of the net to tie the game at 2.
Face-off will come to Stoffel's left. Carter Hansen loses the face-off. Johnson sets up at the point for Owatonna, fired off the pad of Stoffel. Kraut trying to push it up for the Raiders, but Owatonna gets it right back in. Now Doman has it between those circles. Off the wall for Shower. He'll get it across the red. He'll cross the blue. Shower trying to enter the zone, has it taken away as he tried to shoot it. Now Shower off the wall. At the half wall, now back out towards the blue line, and Owatonna will get it in. Here go the Huskies to work. They move in on Stoffel. The net comes off. Stoffel might have gotten interfered with even there by Klecker, and I think Klecker's trying to make sure he's not going to the box. And with 8:41 to go, we stay 2-2.
Klecker comes in here, and he tries to cut across. Woodwick's on him. Kind of takes him down there in front of the net, but Staffel all the way over to make the save.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to call a penalty, and I think that's a good no call. So we'll have a face-off with Klecker, and that looks like, is that Hansen for Hastings with 8:41 to go here in the second period. Owatonna had it for a moment right in the slot, but Woodwick's able to get it out. Now Braden Kraut enters the zone for the Raiders. Kraut takes a chance shot right in front on Stelter, and Stelter able to stop it. Now Owatonna floats it up, ricochets off of a couple of players, and off the wall on the near side. Owatonna trying to find a lane to shoot, but nowhere to go. And now with the puck for a moment for the Huskies was their number 25, Hunter Spurgeon, with 8:05 to go here in the period. Johnson gets it in. Johnson trying to dink and dunk his way to the net, but it gets into the stick of a Raider. Now it's Jonas Schauer. Schauer weaving through some traffic. He's got it at neutral ice. Schauer carries it into the zone. Schauer into the corner on the near side. Has it taken away by Spurgeon. Spurgeon along the near side for Owatonna. He'll bring it all the way up. He'll wrap it all the way around now. Into the corner. Puck is loose there. That's where Lucas Niederkorn fights along with it. Down goes a Husky behind the Raider net. That was number 20, Wyatt Macy. Macy loses it for a moment. It goes behind the Raider net once again. And Rylan Kraut will get to it for the Raiders. And now he'll try to push it up himself. He'll get ridden off the puck. It'll go down behind the Owatonna net. That's where Zachary Knott gets to it. And the Huskies try to go to work once again. Here's Mobley. Mobley entering the zone for the Huskies. Has it in the far corner. Shot in front, and a good job by the Raiders to get to it. Kraut goes down, and wisely decides, I'm better off just clearing this since I lost my balance.
I'll also give the Raiders a chance to take a breath. Looks like I'll keep the same guys out there. Cavness and Kraut and Geib.
I'm always curious about the decision-making, how long you keep a shift out there. In that Hastings-Hopkins game earlier this year, Hopkins kept their lead power play unit on the ice for the entire power play.
Yeah,
and I thought that was interesting.
I find that interesting as well. Sometimes they get caught out there, but on a power play, you would think you'd be moving some pieces.
Hastings, of course, ended up scoring shorthanded on said power play in that game. Puck behind the net, Niederkorn behind the wall for the Raiders. Now back near side, taken away by a Raider as Owatonna tried to set up from the point. Now Aiden Cavness enters the zone. He crosses the blue line with it for the Raiders. Back to Geib. Geib looking into the corner. Pushes it back behind the Owatonna net. Now Geib will circle the wagons here on the near side. Now it'll go around behind. Looking back for the Raiders. And Carlson tried to take a shot from Cavness, but it was intercepted by Owatonna's number 15, Jackson Cath. Now the Raiders nearly give it away once again. Carlson to Blake Weber. Puck goes into the corner. It's loose in front for Cath. Cath trying to center it for Mitchell. Mitchell takes a shot. It's deflected off of a Raider and squirts back to neutral ice once again. Now Savage off the wall. Here's Savage. Floats it up. And around behind the net. Down goes a Raider in front. Here's Zaruba behind the net for the Raiders. Now Finn Zaruba in his first game in the blue and gold. Trying to get to Will Savage, and it's taken away by Owatonna. Here comes Knott into the zone. Knott loses it. Savage enters the zone. Savage moving it all by himself. Can't get it to connect. And Owatonna has it right back 2-on-2. Here goes number 16, Grady Roush, who scored one of the goals. A big miss there for Owatonna as Roush had it. A rebound came all the way back out to Klecker, and it just went off of his stick. Otherwise, he had a perfect chance to give the lead back for the Huskies. Puck goes down into the zone. That's where the Raiders see it float back up to neutral ice. Woodwick can't keep it alive. Here goes Owatonna's number 18, Rosner. He's got one of their goals tonight. Woodwick blows a tire into the corner. Now back to neutral ice to Spurgeon, who crosses to the point. Spurgeon will fire. Might have hit Stoffel on the way in. Goes into the corner now. That's where Woodwick and Zaruba are tied up with it. And Zaruba will fire it off the wall. Spurgeon keeps it in for Owatonna. Fired from the slot, and Stoffel bobbled it for a second, but kept it out off the shot from Wyatt Macy and keeps this a 2-2 game. And I like that. You see that growth from Charlie Stoffel as the year's gone on. He had some rebound stuff early in the year, but a nice job keeping that one right where he needed it.
Yeah, and positioning was a lot to do with it. He was able to just corral it right into his chest and make the save.
4:10 to go here in the second. 2-2 the score between Owatonna and Hastings. Here goes Shower. Trying to push it up the ice, but taken away once again by the Huskies as we kind of just go back and forth. Centering pass, shot, and a score for Owatonna. Wyatt Macy gives the Huskies a 3-2 lead, and it's the Raider defense that's on clearance at Macy's right now as Owatonna takes the lead.
Turnover in the neutral zone by the Raiders. Tried to do that cross-ice stretch pass. Owatonna was ready for it. Went the other way, and as it came in on the far end here, it just passed it straight across. Stoffel got all the way over, just a little bit past him on the near side post. They were able to get by him for the goal.
That's a hard one to stop from that angle, and Owatonna once again takes the wind out of the sails of the Raiders a little bit. They got momentum back. John Harris had the second goal to tie it. And now Owatonna's got it right back, 3-2. We expected this, though, this kind of back and forth game. The shots on goal are even at 20 apiece right now. Both teams coming in with the exact same record, nearly identical statistics. 3.5 goals for, 3.5 goals against. Carlson behind the Owatonna net. Now Showers got it in the corner on the near side. He gets obliterated into the corner. And now Mitchell gets it into the zone for Owatonna. Mitchell goes down to the left of the Raider cage. And now with 3:05 to go in the second, the Huskies pressing for more. Mitchell moves in. He's got it taken away by Jonas Shower. Shower off the wall once again. Floated back now to Carlson, and Carlson enters the zone for the Raiders. Raiders need one. They fire it high, and wouldn't have mattered anyway because Brody Carlson was a little bit too happy feet there and got offsides.
After that second goal by the Raiders, Owatonna now out shooting us 9-1. It's an ebb and flow of this game, back and forth.
And it's a fast game, too, if you think about it. 2:51 to go in the second. We started this game at 6:30. It's only 7:30, and here we are at the end of the second. Puck behind the net, rolls into the corner on the near side. Felt like this period just started. Geib has it behind the net, circling, centering pass, and the Raiders can't complete it. And now here goes Owatonna back to work again. Moving in, takes a shot, ridden off was Rosner. Now here go the Raiders. It's Geib. Geib up for Woodwick. Woodwick enters the zone with it once again. Woodwick circles the wagons, loses the puck for a moment, and now it's going to be Wallstrom in the corner for the Raiders. Nobody home on the pass. Back to Niederkorn into the slot on the far side. Approaching 2 minutes to go here in the period. Hastings trailing Owatonna 3-2. Here's Geib moving in. Geib takes a shot, loose in front. Couple of whacks at it. Cavness couldn't connect. And the Raiders see it go behind them all the way down. Icing is the call, but a couple of good looks there, Derek, from the Raiders.
Yeah, a couple good looks. Just couldn't get it past Stelter, but see the shot there by Geib, and then right in front, Kraut shot just went right off his pad. Raiders now have 21 shots in the evening.
So a face-off coming to the right of Stelter. It's going to be Savage to take it here. And here goes Rylan Kraut off the face-off, off the glass on the near side. Now Savage in the corner, tied up for the puck, loose with Mitchell there, and the Huskies are able to get it out. Here goes Kath. Kath dumps it back in for Owatonna. Mitchell trying to weave through a couple of Raiders. Puck is floated back out now to Kraut. Kraut pushed up for Harris. Harris enters the zone, moves in, has it taken away. Now changes direction, centering pass for Savage, and it's not there. Now Carlson had it for a moment, lost it, Puck is loose, floated off the wall, off the glass, all the way back down. Stoffel will get there. Off the boards on the near side. Elevates the puck now, 1 minute remaining in the period. Savage gets it to Carlson. Carlson enters in, takes a shot, fires just a bit high. Now Kraut. He'll elevate, that one will go behind the net. Now John Harris gets to it in the corner. Harris sets up in the slot to Savage. Here's Riley Kraut moving in, shot taken again. Another look for the Raiders, they can't connect. Harris has it once more from the elbow, trying to find somebody, anybody to go to work with him here. And Savage will fire that one wide of the net. Now Carlson trying to keep it in the zone. Puck is loose in neutral ice. Hansen got to it for a moment. A Husky blows a tire. Here's Woodwick. Floated up, trying to get it to Harris on the stretch pass, but a Husky intercepts. 15 seconds to go in the second, 3-2. Owatonna in front. Harris has it, then lost it, then got it back. Carried back in by Carlson off sides with 5 seconds to go. 4.5 rather. And we'll have time for a face-off and maybe one shot.
Now the face-off will be outside the blue line here. It'll be tough for the Raiders to get a shot here. Looks like Braden Kraut's having a conversation with a couple Huskies. And
looked like he was asking the official for clarification on the offsides too.
Yeah.
But Carter Hansen will take the face-off against Owatonna's number 21, Zachary Klecker, at the near dot. And they're going to tell Hansen, nope. And they're going to put Kraut in now. And the face-off's won by the Raiders. Niederkorn gets one off right at the horn, but it's wide of the net. And that's how the second period will end. So the Raiders will be down to start the third, but a really entertaining game going on here at Hastings Civic Arena. We do have some extracurriculars after the whistle. A couple of players have to be separated here. But as we reach the end of the second, Raiders need a goal to tie heading into the third, as it's Owatonna 3, Hastings 2. This is Hastings Raiders hockey on KDWA. And for those on TV, we'll take a look at the goals here in the second period of action. Derek, narrate this for us.
Yeah, Owatonna just kind of made a play behind the net there, passed it. The guy who passed it went straight to the net and just was able to put it past Stoffel. And then there's a pass from Zaruba across the ice to Johnny Harris, and he just picks a corner, gets the game tied at 2.
Yeah, and then Owatonna, Macy right here, just moves in and top shelf behind Stoffel, and it's 3-2, and that's kind of where things stand right now after 2 periods of action here at Hastings Civic Arena.
Today, 4 Minnesotans lost their lives from fentanyl poisoning.
And 4 more will tomorrow.
Fentanyl is the #1 killer of 18 to 45-year-olds.
It's killing more and more 12 to 17-year-olds. They're people we care about.
Like my brother.
My sister.
My best friend. We have the power to make a difference in our community. Join us in the fight against the fentanyl crisis.
Some you've heard of more, but it doesn't bother me because I just love to explore. Interviewing owners and lending a hand. I love to assist for as long as they can stand.
He gets the pin.
What a move, what a goal! Oh, what a shot, scores! The Raiders, can they get the layup? Yes, they do.
Just snipes one.
Oh my God! And reaching up and making the play. It's moving over.
Looking to throw, and she's going to get the first down.
On! Touchdown, Raiders!
Take to the ice. We welcome you back for the start of the third here at Hastings Civic Arena. Trey Lauer from KDWA, Derek Simon from HCTV here with you. And the Raiders need a goal to force extra hockey here. They also would love to just get two and get out of here in regulation with a win.
Yeah, it got one more game left here in the regular season. Here's the section standings.
Yeah, so Cretin-Durham Hall is ahead in QRF, but the expectation is that St. Thomas Academy will be the one because they have the head-to-head. Rosemount will be the 3. Park beat Two Rivers. So Two Rivers will be the 5. Park will be the 4. And then 6 through 9 is kind of anything goes at this point. We talked about that earlier, that Apple Valley has split with Eastview, been swept by Egan, beat us, and we beat Egan. So Eastview's the only one we haven't played that there's no argument for us with. But the loss to Apple Valley, the win against Egan, who knows how that's going to shake out. I mean, Raiders, we thought with the loss to Apple Valley, we're probably going to be in that 8-9 game, but we'll see how that goes. Section 1AA where the Raiders used to be. We talked about it. Lakeville South, undefeated in the section, but defending section champ. Rochester Century's right there. Lakeville North as well. Then New Prague, who beat Hastings this year. Farmington, who beat Hastings this year. And Rochester Mayo at the bottom. They're having a real rough go of things down there. Are the Spartans, and Owatonna sits at the bottom of that 7-team section in 6th.
Both these teams pretty much in the same spot in sections.
I think it would take a lot for Hastings to get the 6. I think there's still an argument for the 7, but we'll see how all of that shakes out as we're underway here in the third. Behind the net now for the Raiders. Again, they need a goal to tie. They had an issue the last couple of games of giving up an early third period goal. And a shot there, a save by Stoffel. Better than early in the year when they had multi-goal leads in the third and couldn't hold them.
Had a few games where they gave up 3-4 goals in that third period.
Yeah, weren't they up? I think they were up like 3-1 at New Prague and lost 6-4 in regulation or something. It was a tough start to the year in that regard for the Raiders, but thankfully they corrected that issue. But now they've got to play from behind here in the third.
Looks like they have Hansen out there now with Zaruba and Harris, so some more tinkering of the lineup here by Coach Klein.
Keeping that Niederkorn-Sherry defensive pairing as well. Harris had it for a moment as the Huskies have it back. Big hit into the boards along the near side. Now Mitchell, chance for Owatonna, and Stoffel might have made the save. Puck is loose in front. And back out to the point now for Spurgeon. Spurgeon has it fired high and into the netting, out of play. 16:08 to go. 2-0 the shots for Owatonna in the period. 3-2 the score for Owatonna in the game.
Raiders making another change. Here's looks like Savage is out there now with the second line.
Yeah, it's Savage, Kraut, and Schauer, with Carlson and Weber, the defensive pairing on the ice. Here's Braden Kraut. He's got it on the far side wall. Kraut enters the zone, moves in. Braden Kraut had a look and took the shot, but Stelter made the save for Owatonna. Now the Huskies go to work, taken away momentarily by Brody Carlson in neutral ice. And Stelter sticks it away about 1:20 into this third period. Raiders down just a goal, but they need a goal to tie. Savage moving in from the elbow. Now he's got it behind the net. Savage rotates, looking on a centering feed, but there's nothing there. And here goes the Huskies 2-on-2. Right back to the skates of Will Savage. He pushes it up for Braden Kraut, but it's a bit too far. And now Owatonna's number 21, Klecker, had it for a moment. Huskies carry it into the zone. Number 20, Macy, one of the goal scorers for Owatonna tonight. Centering pass, puck is loose in front, and it kind of caroms in off of a couple, and Charlie Stoffel able to get underneath it, or on top of it, rather.
See Kraut coming to the net here, gets by one defender, and then it went off a stick. Did go in off the goaltender there as well, though. And now Raiders will bring out their third line.
Yeah, it's Geib, Wallstrom, and Ryland Kraut on the ice with Woodwick and Doman. Fired back in by Spurgeon. Here's Geib. Now for Doman, and behind the Raider net to Jackson Woodway. Rylan Kraut trying to push it up for Brody Guy, as Owatonna's got it at the red line. The Huskies will dump it back in all the way around behind the Raider net. That's where Doman's got it in the near corner. Puck is loose there. Down goes a Husky. 14:32 to go here in regulation time. Shot and a save by Charlie Stoffel will stop things with 14:28.
It's kind of a tough angle there for Owatonna. They fired it in. They'll get a line change. Raiders will come back with, it looks like now they'll have Cavness out there with Harris and Zaruba. Cavness back in his first line center role.
That's Sherry Niederkorn defensive pairing as well. And speaking of Sherry, he tries to float it up for John Harris. Now it'll go all the way around behind the net. That is Matt Sherry. Ooh, nearly gives it away. Sherry's got it right back, though, for the Raiders. That's where Aiden Cavness gets to it. Cavness floats it up for Harris. Harris back to Cavness. Cavness now on the near side for Niederkorn. Niederkorn pushes it up. Here goes Johnny Harris. Enters the zone. Takes a shot just high of the bar. Now Cavness keeps it alive in the zone for the Raiders. Cavness fighting for it there. Puck is still loose off the wall. Dumped back in by Harris. Into the near side at the point, it's Niederkorn. Niederkorn looking for Cavness. Cavness can't quite get to it as Kath wins the battle for Owatonna. Now the Huskies have it with Ringoffer. Ringoffer behind the net for the Huskies. Spins Zaruba away from him. And crossing the blue line now with it is Mitchell for Owatonna. Changes direction in front of the official. Mitchell has it off the body of Zaruba, who goes down, gets right back up. Cavness tries to shovel it forward. He can't. Puck is still loose. Now Cavness gets to it again, and it goes into the wall on the near side for Rosner. Rosner tries to move in. He gets it taken away, but he gets it right back now. To the point is Rosner. Off of Harris. Harris has it off the wall for the Raiders now. Here's John Harris, pushes it up, and into the corner it goes now. That's Owatonna's number 26. Who had the puck. Blake Davison had it for a moment. Huskies float it back up into neutral ice, into the Raider zone once again. Here comes Klecker. Klecker around behind the Raider net. 12:40 to go here in the third period. Raiders need a goal to tie. Brecken Fullerton on the ice for the first time. Fullerton will dump it in. It'll go end to end of the corner. Now that's where Carter Hansen gets to it for the Raiders. Hansen trying to set something up. Fullerton's got it in the corner on the near side. Back to Hansen one more time. Hansen around behind the net once again. And the Huskies will clear it all the way down for an icing with 12:12 to go. Raider offense is still trying to get going a little bit here in the third.
Yeah, and the coach is still trying to mix and match these lineups. Fullerton gets the shift there. Come back here with Savage, Shower, and Braden Kraut here. See if we can get something going.
Face-off will come to the right of Stelter. Jonas Shower will take and lose the face-off for the Raiders. Here's Owatonna. They enter the zone with it for Hastings. Oh boy, given away, taken away. Stoffel makes the save once, twice. A couple of big stops for Charlie Stoffel. That saves the game for the Raiders. And now Brody Carlson pushes it up for Braden Kraut. Kraut will cross the red. He'll just dump it in. It'll go behind the Owatonna net. Johnson will get there. Shower tries to get to it. Weber's got it at the point. Weber floats it high into the corner. That's where Savage gets down underneath it with 11:35 to go. Savage goes down. No penalty. We play on. Here's Macy. Macy carries it in for Owatonna. 11.5 to go in regulation time. Shower. Tape to tape, end to end for Braden Kraut. Kraut's not going to win that battle. And Owatonna retreats into their end, given right back to Brody Carlson, who would have been offsides. So he just dumps it back in. Little frustration for some of the Raiders as they head to the bench here to complete their shift with 11:05 to go. Raiders down 3-2, needing just one goal to tie. Stoffel will cover as the puck rolls in on him. We got a little bit of a skirmish in the corner at the end. But this was a big save by Charlie Stoffel.
Yeah, excuse me. Carlson tried to clear it across the ice, and it and up right on a stick of Owatonna's, one of their players. And then the rebound there, Stoffel got his paddle out there and made a huge save, as Trey said, to pretty much save the game for the Raiders.
Off the wall, Raiders have it once again. It's Carter Hansen quickly into the zone for the Raiders. Hansen weaves through traffic. Hansen takes a shot and just maybe hits the pad of Stelter. Back to the point to Sherry. Sherry fires this one wide of the net as well. Niederkorn from the point. Gloved by Hansen. Hansen looking around behind Mitchell. Mitchell has this one taken away for a moment. Puck is loose in the zone. Right back now, center. With it is Geib. Geib at the circle on the near side. Geib circles back to the slot to Shower, and it's off the post. Now Geib has it behind the net for the Raiders. Geib to the point to Woodwick. Woodwick now with Niederkorn as his defensive pairing. Back to Geib. Geib moves in, takes a shot off the pad of Stelter. Raiders pushing now with 10 minutes to go. Niederkorn behind the net for Geib. Geib to the point to Woodwick, kept in by the Raiders. Woodwick back to Geib at the elbow. Geib has it taken away. Owatonna can't clear though because Woodwick gets it right back. Now Niederkorn sets up, takes a shot off of the pad of Stelter. Rotated around, shot in front. And Hansen thought he had the goal, but Stelter covers and keeps this a 3-2 game.
It's funny, Trey, how your goalie makes a couple huge saves and that somehow ignites the team, gets some offense going here finally. Raiders a couple 3-4 shots here recently.
Oh man, that should have been a goal, but a great save by Stelter. Have to give credit where credit is due on that one. Here's a shot from the point by Harris, and then they put it right back up and in. It's Aiden Kavnis tying the game for the Raiders with 9:42 to go in the third. Aiden Kavnis with a goal brought to you by Drew Bauer of Minnesota Realty Co. You talked about him being on the top line, and it pays off for Aiden Kavnis.
Nice bounce there as well for the Raiders as the original shot, I believe, hit, might have been Zaruba out front, bounced over, and Kavnis had an open net. Harris a shot off Zaruba, and the goaltender was not ready for the change of direction there, and it's a 3-3 game.
So 3-3 now the score as Kavnis on the redirect puts it in for the Raiders, and Hastings has gotten the tying goal they need. Now they need one to take the lead. They can't let Owatonna go right back down the ice. That's something the Raiders have had an issue with lately, of teams responding right away. Harris to Zaruba, and that's off the face mask of Stelter in front. Oh boy, the roof would have blown off this place if Finn Zaruba had gotten a goal. Back to Harris. Harris gets it taken away now by Owatonna. They'll circle all the way around. Good job by Woodwick to get the shot negated. Puck is loose in front, and Zaruba off the wall floats it up for Harris, and Harris just nonchalantly dumps it in to get it out of trouble. 8:50 to go in regulation time. 3-3 the score. Shot and a glove save by Charlie Stoffel. But goodness gracious, the Raiders nearly made a chance for the lead there off of that one with Finn Zaruba right in front.
Here's the replay of the goal as it comes over to Kavnis on the side of the net and buries that one side of the game.
Raiders have it behind their net from right to left. Blake Weber nearly gives it away, does give it away, but Mobley's offsides for Owatonna. And the Raiders dodge a bullet there because Mobley was all by himself in front of the net.
So it looks like now we got Wallstrom up with Geib and Hansen, another different lineup.
Wallstrom gets it at the red line, trying to get it in for Carter Hansen, and it rolls in on Stelter, who covers. Again, we talked about it. These two teams both score a little over 3 a game, both give up a little over 3 a game. Coming with the exact same record. It's pretty much what we expected here so far tonight.
Right, and it's 3-3, so.
Shot from the point off the face-off by Wallstrom, then Doman takes a shot. Hack goes into the corner. Now the Raiders have some juice. Here's Geib behind the net. Geib back to the far point to Doman. Doman sets up, shot to the right of the net. It's loose in front, again behind the net. Geib turns around, can't get it to go. And Owatonna will finally try to get it out at least, but Carlson keeps it in for the Raiders. Now the Huskies do get it out. Hansen then gets it right back in though. And that's not for Owatonna. Not able to hold on to the puck. And now here's Doman back to the near side to Carlson. Carlson off the wall, floated back now to neutral ice. Huskies will get it in. 7:40 to go here in regulation time. A 3-3 game. Owatonna's got it back. They take a shot. Stoffel makes the save, and the rebound comes out to the Raiders. Here's Wallstrom with Hansen following. Hansen's got it across the red, across the blue to Wallstrom. Wallstrom moves in just behind the net to Stelter. Now, Wallstrom trying to center it for Kraut. Goes behind the Owatonna net, and the Huskies have it with Zachary Knott. Floated up into the stick of Matt Sherry. Now back into the Raider zone are the Huskies with it. Sherry floated off the glass, goes all the way back into the Husky defensive zone for Knott. Knott will get to it on the far side of the ice. Knott tries to dump it back into the Raider zone, and Rosner will get to it for a moment for Owatonna. Now the puck is loose. Johnson carries it back in for Owatonna. Under 7 minutes to go here in regulation time. 3-3 the score, 32-28 Raiders, the shots on goal. Open cage, and Owatonna sends it just a bit wide of the net. Now the puck goes into the corner. Down goes the Husky there. 6:35 to go. Puck is loose in the corner. Savage and Niederkorn tied up with a couple of Huskies now. Behind the net, Matt Sherry will get to it first for the Raiders. He'll get it up for Kraut. It goes behind Kraut. Kept back in by Owatonna, and nobody home on the pass. They take a shot. It goes behind the net. Stoffel, right place, right time, gets back and prevents a dangerous opportunity. Now Schauer to Kraut. Tape to tape. Kraut moves in, gets it taken away by Johnson. At the red line are the Huskies. They dump this one back in to Stoffel, who gets a piece of it. Now behind the net once again. It's Zaruba. Zaruba pushes this one up for Woodwick. Woodwick carries it into the zone, wraps it all the way around behind the net with 5:52 to go in regulation time, and the Raiders tied at 3 with Owatonna. Here's Mobley, enters the neutral zone rather, for Owatonna. Woodwick's got it now behind the Raider net. Looking for Cavness, one of the goal scorers. It's in on Stoffel. It ricochets high up into the air, and Aiden Cavness gets to it for the Raiders. Now Cavness just a bit too far for Harris on the stretch pass with 5.5 to go here in the period. Finn Zaruba's got it back. Now it's Harris, centering pass for Carlson, not home. Here's Cavness, sets up from the elbow. Harris has it from the point and just sails a bit wide of the net. 5:15 to go in regulation time. 3-3 game here at Hastings Civic Arena. Here's Harris, back to Carlson. Carlson fired that one in, and Stelter got a piece. Raiders try to keep it in, but they get it back to neutral ice to the Huskies. Now Carlson waits, fires this one in on Stelter. Ricochets free. Cavness has it back, and it's off of Stelter with 4:52 to go here in the period, and rolls all the way down into the Hastings defensive zone where Owatonna had it for a moment. Now Brody Carlson with 4:45 remaining. Pushes the puck up the ice. Here's the Raiders. They've got it back. Hansen, nobody home on the centering pass. Now the puck goes off the wall. And here goes Owatonna once again with Knott. 2-on-2. Mitchell goes down in front. Owatonna a chance, a shot. Stoffel makes the save once, makes a second save, and Brody Geib has the puck for the Raiders. Geib pushes it up. Geib gets it into the zone to Wallstrom. Wallstrom had a Jackson Doman all by himself out at the point, but Geib's got it, fires it high, and fires it into the smoky netting here at Hastings Civic Arena with 4:05 to go in regulation time.
Interesting that when the Raiders tied this game up, this game is now 3-3, and it really opened up. The ice has opened up. We got back and forth action all the way down the ice.
Faceoff will come to Stelter's right. 4:05 to go here in the third. Niederkorn from the point hits the black pads of Stelter. Now all the way back around to Doman from the point. Puck is loose in front. Stelter might have gotten a piece. Back behind Wallstrom. Wallstrom centering pass for Hansen, but it's denied. Now Niederkorn from the left point. Niederkorn dances in, sets up, had Wallstrom in the corner, and it just goes off his stick. Now Doman fires high from the point. You'd think the Raiders are on the power play the way this one's setting up. They have not been on the power play a single time tonight. Or on the penalty kill, rather, a single. They've been on the power play once. Have not been on the penalty kill a single time tonight, and that is a good thing.
That's a great thing, especially after Tuesday night's 15, I think, penalties we had. Raiders really putting on the pressure. Defensemen have done a really nice job pinching, keeping the puck in. And looks like we got Zaruba, Harris, and Cavness top line coming back out. 3:25 remaining in the game.
Harris will take the face-off against Mitchell, the two leading scorers for each team. Owatonna will win the face-off, but Harris will get it back. Here's Harris moving in. Harris takes a shot off the pad of Stelter. Puck is loose behind the net. Now Harris to the near point to Niederkorn. Niederkorn fires around behind. That's where Johnson gets it off the glass for Owatonna. Down goes a Raider trying to save it. Doman will get to it, though, in front of Charlie Stoffel, but it's given right away to Owatonna. Chance sent high and all the way out of play. Way high, hits the emergency exit on top here at Hastings Civic Arena. Thankfully didn't hit the door to set the alarm off, although they let you go through those exits every once in a while. So
it's a great play there. Niederkorn came back, got a stick in there, or they would have had a really good shot there at taking the lead. 2:58 now remaining in the game.
Under 3 minutes to go. Harris trying to get it up for Zaruba, and it's taken away by Knott for Owatonna. Knott enters the zone, takes a shot. It's deflected into the glove of Carlson. And the Huskies have it in neutral ice. 3-3 with 2:40 to go in regulation time here at Hastings Civic Arena. Trey Lauer, Derek Simon with you as this puck is iced. With 2:38 to go, we're going to take a very brief break on radio. We'll be back in under 30 seconds. And for those on TV, face-off coming up here.
Top line will stay out there, and that icing gives us a shot here to try to keep this in for a while and continue to put pressure on Stelter.
Face-off comes out to the Raiders. Jackson Doman from the point. Fires just a bit wide of the net. Now Cavness centers it for Harris. It gets through his legs. Now Zaruba fires in on Stelter. Puck is loose in front. And the Huskies are able to get it out. Now Harris with 2:37 to go. Zaruba wraparound chance denied by Owatonna. Cavness goes into the net, and we are going to get a penalty, I think. Here with 2:32 to go in regulation, are the Raiders about to go to the power play for the second time tonight?
See here, Cavness out front, all the way through to Zaruba, got through to the goaltender, and then out front, Cavness having a conversation out front, and Zaruba comes back again, nearly scores, and then looked like a late hit on Cavness as he goes into the goaltender. Raiders should have their second power play of the night.
I think we're going to get a timeout here. Hastings will take theirs, so those on radio, we're going to step aside. We'll be back after this.
Raiders taking a timeout here to give their guys a little bit of a rest. First line was just out there. And they'll get a break here, and they'll be right back out on the power play. Raiders lead the shot 38-30 now in this 3-3 game. As you see Coach Klein talking to the boys here, got about 18 seconds left here in the timeout.
Raiders will go to the power play for the second time tonight. They came into tonight 18%, almost 19% on the power play. Owatonna coming into the night 73% on the penalty kill. So neither unit has been particularly flawless. But the Raiders with a chance here late to seize the moment and take the lead in their penultimate home game of the season. Off the face-off, it's Kraut right away into the glove of Stelter. He makes the save. But they took the chance, Derek.
Yeah, they did. He came off around the circle. Nobody was challenging him, so he fired it right into the glove, unfortunately.
Cavness will take the face-off again for the Raiders here. 2:26 now to go in regulation time. Back up the ice now for Zaruba. Zaruba to the point to Carlson. Wrapped around behind the Owatonna net to Kraut. Kraut to Harris. Harris just past the stick of Carlson. Now Mobley tries to get to it in neutral ice. Back to Zaruba. Zaruba gets it into the zone for the Raiders. Zaruba has it taken away for a moment. Big hit into the boards for him by Johnson. And the Raiders have it right back. Here's Kraut from the point. Kraut towards the near point. Circles the wagons, takes a shot. Stelter makes the save and covers with 1:17 left. Now here's an interesting point, Derek. If Owatonna wants to pull Stelter at any point, they really can't until about 30 seconds to go in the game because of this power play.
Yeah, that's right. And it just kind of limits what they can do. And Cavness keeps winning these
Well, they
face-offs.
wouldn't pull him in a tie game either way, but yeah. Harris has it off the face-off. Chance just in front for Zaruba, and it goes just behind him. Now Zaruba trying to go tape to tape for Carlson. Carlson fired in, and Stelter makes a save. I don't know why I was thinking it was 4-3 in my head. It's obviously a tie game, so there would be no reason to pull the goaltender. But nonetheless, 90 seconds to go in regulation time, 59 seconds to go in the power play, so about a 31-second disparity between the power play and the rest of the regulation time. Carlson gets to it off the face-off for the Raiders from the near point. Now circles to the midpoint. He's got it back to Harris. Harris has it ripped away by Owatonna, and the Huskies will clear it all the way down to Stoffel with 44 seconds to go. Behind the net is Carlson. Carlson looking for Zaruba along the near wall. Zaruba carries it in. Finn Zaruba fires it off the glass around behind the net. 30 seconds to go on the power play. 1 minute remaining in regulation here. Cavness has it back now to Zaruba. Sets up. Chance for Harris in front. Stelter makes a diving save. Cavness is still whacking at it. The puck is still free. And now the officials will blow it dead. I thought Stelter had it fully covered, but Cavness and Harris wisely kept going, and then the officials blew it dead.
Yeah, they didn't. They did not blow the whistle, and both guys went in there. Cavness was between the goaltender's legs on his whole body there. Stelter able to corral it with 49.9 left in the game. Regulation, I should say, probably. 18 seconds in the power play.
Shots now 42-30 in favor of the Raiders here.
See if Hansen can win the draw.
He didn't, but they blow it dead. A second comes off the clock, so 48.9 left. Wonder if they'll put that second back on as the officials talk to them about it. Now they're going to put Shower in the face-off circle. Owatonna wins the face-off. Mobley will try to clear it, but Carlson will get to it in neutral ice. Kept back into Niederkorn, who is blown up. And now Carter Hansen in the corner. Back to Niederkorn with 2-1. We're back to full-strength hockey. And now the Huskies go to work out of the box. Moving in is Owatonna. Centering pass. Stoffel gets a piece of it. Good job by Charlie Stoffel. Got to it before they could take the second shot. Now Niederkorn moves in. It's back up to Geib, or rather Savage, rather. And now back to Carlson at the point with 12. Shot in front, taken away. Here's Mitchell. It's a 3-on-2 for Owatonna. Mitchell moves in with 6, with 5. Save made by Stoffel with 3 seconds to go. We'll have time for a face-off. Maybe that's it. And then it's looking like we're going to have an extra 4 minutes. Or extra, 4 minutes.
Replay here as Owatonna comes down. Straight up the ice, takes the shot. Stoffel able to stop it, then glove it. One of the Raiders just got obliterated in front of the net there, but no call with 3 seconds left.
Yeah, they've let him play here tonight. That's for sure. Cavness and Mitchell will take the face-off with 3. This is a face-off the Raiders have to win here with 3 seconds to go. There's enough time for Owatonna to try to set something up, but the puck does go into the corner, which doesn't give them a lot of time to do anything, and we've reached the end of regulation. Here, free hockey coming up at Hastings Civic Arena. On radio, we're going to step aside. Don't go anywhere. Overtime's coming up.
He gets the pin. What a move, what a goal! Oh, what a a shot! Scores! The Raiders, can they get the layup? Yes, they do.
Just snipes one.
Oh my God! And reaching up and making the play.
It's moving!
It's over!
Looking to throw, and she's going to get the first down.
Gone! Touchdown Raiders!
How can I help you today?
I don't think I'm in the right place. I have big dreams, like crab brewery-sized dreams.
I like it.
Your bank is very,
Cozy?
yes.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We prefer more personal interactions. We dedicate the majority of our space to our customers' dreams.
Wow. Look at that.
I know, it never gets old.
Wow. This is way bigger than your office.
All right, back here at Hastings Civic Arena, gearing up for overtime between the Raiders and the Huskies. And here's kind of the way things went here so far in this one tonight. Yeah, it looked like that one was that's the Raiders' first goal. That's Harris's that caromed in there. And this is Owatonna, I believe. This is Harris's second goal. So Harris ties it there at 2. And at that point, it was a 2-2 game, but Owatonna would make it 3-2 right after that. But this goal right there, yeah, that was the one that I think Stoffel's going to want back. But then right after, Aiden Cavness on a rebound. This is Owatonna's goal that made it 3-2 once again. And then that was the one from Cavness that tied it at 3.
Yeah, that's the one where it went off Zaruba and then over to the side there. Trey, one thing I think it's been great this period is Cavness keeps winning faceoffs, and I think that's what's generated a lot of the team's offense.
Yeah, he's been great. I mean, sent down to the third line to try to mix things up a little bit and worked his way back up to that top line. So it's paid dividends for him tonight, that's for sure.
And it looks like the Raiders will have their second line out now.
All right, back on the radio as well. We got overtime coming up here. They're going to put 8 minutes on the clock. Hastings and Owatonna for 8 more minutes to try to decide a winner, or will this end in a tie? We'll find out. We're underway. Carter Hansen has it in the corner. Oh, big hit in the boards for Carter Hansen, face first, but he's right back up. Guy sets up Sherry at the point. Sherry fires. It's off of Wallstrom's backside. Now Owatonna will go to work. Here is the Huskies moving in just off of his stick. Now Matt Sherry fires it off the boards up for Carter Hansen, who's got Wallstrom following, but Wallstrom can't quite dump it in the way he wants to with 7.5 to go. Now Owatonna sets up. Nearly taken away by the Raiders. Johnson's got it back for Owatonna. Johnson trying to squeeze it through traffic. Back to Mitchell. Mitchell in on Stoffel. Sherry's got it behind the net. Now for Carter Hansen, who's got it at the blue line. Floated up just past the stick of Wallstrom. And carried back into the zone. Given away. It's Wallstrom. Takes a shot, and Stelter makes the save with 7:04 still to go here in overtime. So let's familiarize you with the rules of overtime. It is 1 8-minute session. If nobody scores, the game ends in a tie regardless. This is not like the NHL where you have a shootout to determine the official winner. It would end in a tie. Now, when it comes to sections and the state tournament, the rules are different for each, actually. For sections, it would be, I believe, a 17-minute overtime. And for the state, it would rotate 8-17 each. As Owatonna carries it into the zone. They've got it around behind the net. Here's Harris. Floated off the wall looking for Aiden Cavness. Cavness tries to push it up with 6:45 to go. Back now for Harris, and off the skate of Lucas Niederkorn. Niederkorn fires it up the ice for Finn Zaruba, but it's just in front of him, and Owatonna is able to get to it first. Cavness dumps it back in for the Raiders now with 6:30 to go here in regulation, or in overtime now, actually. 3-3 the score between Hastings and Owatonna. Back to Cavness. Cavness, oh no, has it taken away, but a good defensive play by Lucas Niederkorn to prevent the breakaway opportunity. Pass from Owatonna from the slot. Gets to Stoffel, it gets away from him. Now here's John Harris. Harris pushes it up the ice. Harris enters the zone, nobody home. He just throws it into the corner with 2 minutes gone in the overtime. Now Owatonna crosses back in, it's Rosner. Rosner from the blue line, fires it behind Stoffel's net. Here goes Braden Kraut. Kraut in possession up to Jonas Schauer. Schauer enters the zone to Savage. Savage can't get a shot away. Now Schauer circles the wagons, rotates. Schauer back to Doman at the point. Doman loses it for a moment. Puck is loose. Springs around, squirrels around. It's Savage. Savage to Schauer, and the puck just goes wide of the net. Now Schauer once again spins back around. Schauer back behind the net for the Raiders. Schauer waiting for someone to get open to pass it to. It's Brody Carlson at the left point. Carlson fired in just wide of the net. Puck goes into the corner. That's where the Huskies had it. They'll clear it for a moment. Here comes Rosner. Rosner will move in. Rosner waits at the circle. Rosner dances it back over to Mitchell. Now Mitchell fired up just high of the net. Carlson will get to it in the far corner. Carlson can't get it out though. The Huskies keep it in. And now Owatonna from the corner. Down goes a Raider trying to get rid of the puck. Carlson does. And here goes Jonas Schauer for the Raiders. Tape to Braden Kraut. Kraut then gets it taken away in front of the Raider bench. In fact, it goes into the Raider bench. And Spurgeon and Kraut have been going at it all night, doing it again here with 4:48 to go in overtime.
Braden having a few words all the way to the bench there. A lot of back and forth action here again as both teams are trying to go for that winning goal, not playing a ton of defense. It's back and forth hockey.
Both teams coming in off of multiple games without a win also. So both teams very much eager to win tonight. As the Huskies have it off the wall here, taken away by Brody Guy. A good defensive play to get it right back into the offensive zone. Now Guy to the point to Woodwick. Woodwick, and we're going to get a penalty coming up here, and I think the Raiders are going to the box for the first time tonight, I think. Or is it offsides?
I think it was just offsides.
Just offsides. All right. My bad. Offsides is the call, so we'll have a face-off from the dot with 4:33 to go. In the corner now with it is the Raiders. It's Luke Wallstrom. Wallstrom can't get it out. Now here goes Owatonna. Floated back up to the captain, Johnson. Johnson has it ripped away at neutral ice by the Raiders. Brody Geib enters the... Oh, boy! Brody Geib sent into next week. And here goes Owatonna as they bring it in. The Huskies fire off the pad of Stoffel. It goes airborne. Could have reached the cell radars of the air traffic control tower with that one. Now here goes the Raiders as Wallstrom dumps it back in. Now let's set up at the point once again with Niederkorn. Niederkorn moving into the corner. He's got it behind the net. Now it's going to be to Harris in the far corner. Harris waits, gets it to Woodwick at the near point. Now Woodwick fires, had an open net, and it just sailed over to Stelter, who covered with 3:30 to go. Now Harris behind the net. Harris is taken down. I doubt we'll see very many, if any, penalties in this overtime. It's Zaruba. Back to Harris in the corner. Harris again, centering pass for Cavness, and it's taken off the body of an Owatonna player. Now the Huskies will push it up with 3:15 to go. A 4-on-2. And 2-on-4 rather for Owatonna. Raiders got back defensively and negated the chance. Taken away by the Raiders now, but we're going to have a whistle. And I just said it, I didn't think we were going to see very many penalties. We're going to get a penalty on the Raiders. It's going to be Aiden Cavness who will go to the box. And here comes a 26% power play for Owatonna, but I think they're going to call a timeout first.
Yeah. Look like Cavness, maybe a roughing call, just kind of knocked him over.
This is fascinating to me because we know how good this Raider team can be at scoring shorthanded goals. A shorthanded walk-off winner would be a phenomenal way to end this night. What? But again, an 80% penalty kill against a 26% power play something's going to have to give here one way or the other.
Yes, it is. And I want to see that this timeout might actually help the Raiders a little bit if they want to put Harris and Zaruba out there with that speed and maybe leak one of those two out top and give them a chance at a shorthanded goal.
Yeah, I call John Harris Mr. Shorthanded Goal because of his ability to do those things and score those goals, and his brother did that too, of course. So, yeah,
and I can't really tell who's going to be out there yet. We'll see once the the timeout's over here.
So to set the scene, 3:04 to go in the overtime. 2-minute power play coming up for Owatonna. Raiders will be on the kill. Next goal wins. If neither team scores, it ends in a tie, which would be Owatonna's second in 4 games, would be the Raiders' second of the season, and their first since the opener against Chisago Lakes, who, by the way, beat Matamidi this year and could be the 1 seed in Section 4A.
That's a bit of a surprise. Matamidi a little down this year, but Raiders.
Here we go. Power play for Owatonna. Johnson's got it from the point. He fires. It's going to be off of a Raider. Looked like it hit a Raider in the face, and he's slow to get up. Here's Johnson. Has it back now for Mitchell for Owatonna. Dances at the point. Johnson has it back now. Mitchell fired in off the pad of Stoffel. Made the save. 2:40 to go in overtime. 1:36 on the power play. Shot taken away by the Raiders. Here goes Geib. He'll float it high and down into the zone. Thought for a minute they were going to have a breakaway, and yeah, oh boy, that's the last thing we want to see. The Raider that got hit in the face was John Harris, and he is on the bench right now. Not on the ice for this penalty kill with 2:20 to go. Owatonna sets up. Back to Mitchell. Mitchell waits, dances. That was actually Johnson, rather. Johnson couldn't connect on the power play. It goes behind the net. 2:06 to go in overtime now. 3-3 the score. Huskies have it at the point. 52 seconds to go on the power play. Shot fired. Stoffel made the save. Rebound. Stoffel covers again. Charlie Stoffel making the big saves when it matters the most for the Raiders, and a game saver right there with 47 seconds left on the penalty kill.
Shot came from out front. Rebound off to the side. Stoffel just puts that glove down over the puck. Freezes the puck. 47 seconds left in the power play for the Huskies.
1:51 left in overtime, and still Harris on the bench for the Raiders. Puck is in the corner. The Raiders could be content to just let that sit there for a little bit, as Niederkorn is going to draw a penalty. Lucas Niederkorn draws a trip with 95 seconds to go in regulation or in overtime. The Raiders are going to spend the rest of this game down a man. One way or another, the Raiders will spend the rest of this game down a man. They will be down 2 men for 21 seconds. So as they say, what movie is it where they say this? Hold on to your butts, because this is going to be tense for the next 21 seconds, and then the Raiders will get one guy back, but they will still be shorthanded the rest of the way.
Yeah, and John Harris is coming back out here now. But
that's good to see.
That is great to see. He'll be out there with Hansen, and I believe that is Brody Carlson, I believe, out there as well.
So here we go, a 5-on-3 for Owatonna for 20 seconds. They dance in, they take a shot, rebound, save, score. Owatonna wins in overtime. It is their leading scorer, Mitchell, who puts it in on the 5-on-3 on the rebound off Charlie Stoffel. And Owatonna gets it done in overtime with a 4-3 decision tonight here at Hastings Civic Arena, and that's a tough pill to swallow for the Raiders.
It's a tough pill. 5-on-3 on OT. We don't take a penalty all game until these last 2 penalties, and Owatonna took advantage.
So the Raiders will drop to 10-13-1 on the year. Another look at it. It was Mitchell, and he just got it off a pass in front from Stoffel and just sniped it in behind him with an open cage.
Not much the Raiders can do there. Just 3 bodies out there, not able to take away the rebound opportunity there. And the Huskies will get a hard-fought 4-3 win again to pass across. Stoffel makes the save, and then it's just much like the tying goal for the Raiders. There's nothing the Duoli could do about it, and Owatonna gets the victory.
So the Raiders have one more regular season game to go, a chance to right the ship going into sections. They'll take on South St. Paul on Saturday at 2 o'clock for Senior Day. But this one tonight is going to be a tough one. The Raiders fall in overtime to Owatonna by a final score of 4-3. John Harris ×2 and Aiden Cavness, your goal scorers for the Raiders. Hunter Pinky, the producer-director. Camera operators are Max Slocum, Ian Andrzak, Tori Selner, Will Celine. Hunter also doing the graphics and doing the replay. He does it all down there. He's Derek Simon. I'm Trey Lauer. We're going to sign off on TV. We'll be back on radio, so join us there for postgame.